to the Kent Lapp Podcast.
You have a tattoo all across the front of your chest. I saw it on your Instagram picture.
Yeah.
Can we see that on the podcast right now, please?
Is that
How
the
far?
camera?
Yeah. How far up you got to go?
So that's up here.
What do you have here? Soon enough.
Soon enough.
Soon enough. There's wings.
Wings, cage, heart, lock.
Where's the lock? Oh, yeah. Nice. The reason that's nice, actually. Really nice. When did you get that?
Oh, man. So after graduation of chiropractic school, my wife was a year ahead of me. And so she went to Ohio and worked for a doc until I finished school. And then we both went to Naples, Florida.
Okay.
And we trained under some doctors there to really teach us how to run a business. Because in school, you learn none of that.
Really?
You learn anatomy, physiology, how to adjust the spine, how to find a subluxation, how to figure out how to fix it, and then that's it. So
they're not teaching you the business side of chiropractic care?
I mean, we have business classes, but they're pointless.
Interesting.
Like, you don't learn enough to go out and start a practice.
Yep.
So we went to Naples, and we were there for a few months, and her and I, we just weren't, like, it wasn't clicking for us.
Okay.
And
you're saying you're married or no?
Yeah, we're married.
Okay. I'm sorry. The relationship wasn't clicking, or just being down there?
Being like figuring out how do we start this practice thing? How do we do all of this stuff? And
Gotcha.
we're like, you know what? Let's just go get a freaking tattoo.
Okay.
So we found this shop. I had talked to the guys earlier about like trying to set up like a talk at their business, because we do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And the guy was kind of like, nah, we're good, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but can I get a tattoo? And he's like, sure. When do you want to do it? So I talked to her and we're like, let's go. So we go, and I got this done, and she got some poppies on her shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just like this thing of my history is, I got a lot going on in my past. And
okay.
It was like I wanted to break open the cage. So there's a heart in the middle of the cage, and there's a rose in there, just because I think flowers, they show change, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The blooming of a flower. So that was the point where like really I started to open up my heart.
Oh, wow.
Because I was really closed off. I wasn't a good communicator with people. I wouldn't talk to people. I just kind of held everything in, and I'd get really angry and explode and all that stuff. So finally it was like, something's got to change. So I was like, let's open the cage.
Wow.
So described it to the dude, and he was like, I got it. Boom, put it all together.
That's really cool. What year was this? How long ago?
Oh man, that was probably 2014.
Okay.
The beginning of 2014, I think.
Okay.
Or the end of 2014.
And you're married at this point?
Yeah, we've been married since 2011.
Okay.
But we've been together for like 17 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you grew up in the same town?
No.
Or you just...
we met, she was in high school. And I was out in Virginia in the military doing all that stuff. And we met. I saw her from the second story window, and I said, that's the girl I'm going to marry.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't hear it. I've heard that before, but I don't hear it that often, to be honest with you.
No, I've never I never thought that kind of stuff was real. Like, like love at first sight, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And again, like through my past, I did what I wanted and when I wanted, where I wanted. And it was just like, but I was I was really trying to hide a lot of stuff, just hurt and pain. And so I numbed it any way I could. And then I saw her and I was like, holy smokes.
This is high school you saw her?
So she was she was 17 and I was 21 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she was a baby.
Okay. You got a head start.
And my mother was like, don't you dare touch her.
Really? What is the soon enough now? It says soon enough there.
So soon enough we got that tattoo. We both have that. Her and I. We got that in Colorado.
Okay.
We were at a chiropractic seminar, and again, we were just like, let's go get a tattoo.
So you got soon enough later?
No, soon enough was there first. It was just that.
And
then the dude in Naples was like, hey, let's add to like put it all together. So we put like that banner around it, tied it up really nice. And so the soon enough thing was, so we've known each other for 17 years, but for the first year, 8 years, ish of our relationship, we didn't live in the same state.
Oh, I see.
So she lived in Illinois and I lived in Virginia.
Yep.
And then she lived in Illinois, I lived in Ohio. Then she lived in Indiana, I lived in Ohio. Then she lived in Indiana, I lived in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
And then she moved to Iowa, and then I moved to Iowa to go to school.
I see. Okay. And are you moving around at this point a bit because you're in the military at this time or no?
No, that was all for like post-military
Oh, okay.
schooling, like figuring out what am I going to do with my life.
Yes.
So my family lives in Ohio.
Okay.
So after being in Virginia, we went to Ohio.
Yep.
Hung out with the fam, and then it was like, I want to do this chiropractic thing.
Okay.
Because I got injured in the military.
Okay.
And they wanted to do surgery, and I'm like, not happening. So I was on the only base in the U.S. that had a chiropractor on it. Dude adjusted me twice that night I was playing football. I was
Whoa.
like, all right.
We need to come back to
There's
that.
something to this.
The reason I asked about your tattoo was I only have two. I have a bison over here,
Yeah.
and then on my left side right here, it says, "There is an anchor for my soul."
Yeah.
And I've always really liked that. I didn't know until recently, actually, that the really early Christians, an anchor was actually the more popular Christian symbol than a fish. Yeah, so the fish, so there's like anchor, and for good reason, because, those early Christians, they had a lot of persecution too. So the idea that there's an anchor for your soul really, meant a lot, which it's always meant a lot to me too. So I finally got the tattoo. But, the tattoo over here, okay, it hurt. It hurt worse than I was expecting. You know what I mean? But a couple years later, when I went back in for this one on the side, I laid down on the table and put my arm up, and she hit that with the needle. And dude, I'm telling you right now, there was not a question in my mind that I was not going to make it through. I was sure I was not going to be able to make it through there.
Yeah.
I did not. I cannot describe. Apparently, we've had 5 kids, right? So my wife knows about giving birth, and there's something in the birthing process that referred to as the ring of fire, which I can, only imagine. The only way I know how to equate the tattoo on the side, right here under your armpit, right on your side by your ribs, is like that ring of fire for an hour, just getting rubbed around on the side. It was awful, dude. And I was sweating, I was barely breathing, and I was just trying to think of anything I could just to make it through. Yeah. And about an hour in, because this one took about 3 or 4 hours, actually.
Yeah.
And about an hour in, she stopped, and I was expecting her to say, "Okay, we're halfway done." And I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And as it turns out, she was done.
Oh, wow.
So she never asked how I'm doing. Never once did she ask how I'm doing. She never asked if I needed a break. Just barely got it done. Anyhow, and I don't have a super high pain tolerance, but I'm telling you, it hurt, dude. However, what she said was, the only place worse than the side is right here on your sternum, which I think you got it right there, don't you?
Not that low.
It's pretty okay. It's up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, she just said she's had, when she hits that spot, grown men, big old dudes are just like tearing up and can barely take it.
Collarbone is not comfortable. My Achilles, that one was kind of painful.
Right here?
Right in the back of like your ankle. So I got a tribal thing on the back of my leg.
On the back of your ankle?
So like there.
Oh, that has to kill. So I asked her afterwards what people do. Like, do people take Tylenol before they come in here? She was like, no, most people just grin and bear it.